Well, guys, when I went into the voting booth and cast my ballot for Donald Trump, I did not care about the race of anybody he was going to put into his cabinet. I just wanted the right people in his cabinet. Now his cabinet is starting to take shape. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. And he actually does have a diversity of thought in his cabinet. I mean, he has RFK, who is a Democrat, in his cabinet. I believe RFK can actually do some very good things with the poison in our food, as in getting them out. I hope he's actually able to do that, folks. Tulsi Gabbard used to be a Democrat. Now she's a Republican. She's in charge of intelligence. President Trump also has the first female chief of staff in his cabinet. He actually has Elon Musk and Vivek. Vivek is of Indian descent. Now, of course, the Doge thing, that's not an official cabinet position, so it's not going to take the Senate to actually approve of them. But the man's cabinet is not complete yet. Not complete. Now, Kash Patel may end up being the FBI director. But to these people, man, like Al Sharpton, he is freaking out because President Trump has not appointed any black people to his cabinet yet. You see, folks, this is why the Democrats lost. They are so focused on identity politics, man. What do we actually see from the Biden administration? I mean, it is the most woke cabinet administration in U.S. history. Joe Biden said that he would actually pick his VP running mate based off one thing: identity politics. It was going to be a woman, aka black woman, even though Kamala Harris is not black. But that's the way they actually played the card with her when she got into the realm of presidential politics. She has been the worst number 2 we've ever seen. Lloyd Austin, this man is the Secretary of Defense, right? Yeah. That Afghanistan withdrawal? Yeah. He got that position. Why? Maybe because he was black? He's been a disaster. Pete Buttigieg, who is in charge of transportation, right? This man had no qualifications. He was a mayor of a small town and he was gay. That is the only reason why he got that position. When the good people in Ohio needed the help because of that train fire, Pete Buttigieg was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Probably because that was a Trump supporting area in Ohio. So maybe the Biden administration said, hey, we ain't gonna help those people. Remember, kind of like the FEMA thing in Florida. But anyway, let's go ahead and listen into Al Sharpton right here, guys. Let's go ahead and play this.
Now, that's not my role. Donald Trump called me after he won the first time. I wouldn't meet with him because I felt that it would be a photo op and he promoted wrongly, right. Even though we should be discussing issues, and we have talked on the phone since then. But I know he's a promoter. If he had been born black, he'd have been Don King. That's what he does well. Right. But I think that what we need to do is deal with the issues that's going to impact people. I would say, I hope in your conversations, we should ask Donald Trump. You talked about black men would be with you. Where's a black man being nominated by you for your cabinet? Has anyone noticed there's no black that has been nominated on his cabinet? That needs to be raised. Right. Rather than who's talking, let's deal with what we're talking about.
Wow. Absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing right there. Because if and when President Trump actually appoints a black person to his cabinet, because the cabinet positions aren't filled yet all the way, Al Sharpton, no doubt about it, will have a major problem. Let's say, for example, that Byron Donalds actually gets a cabinet position in the second Trump administration. Do you guys really think that Al Sharpton is going to prove him? Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Because Byron Donalds is not a deranged leftist. He's not a never Trumper. Now, maybe Al Sharpton would actually approve of some rhino Republicans that were never Trumpers. But guess what? Trump is not going to put those kind of people, regardless of race, in his cabinet. It's not going to happen, folks. But Al Sharpton, man, he's been doing this whole race grift for decades now, man. Decades. And boy, back in the day, he used to love him some Donald Trump, man. Before the media told him, you must hate Trump. You know, just like Joe Scarborough over there on Morning Joe used to be friends with Trump until he was told, you must hate Trump. Remember, Al Sharpton just said that when President Trump first got elected, he called Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton said, I didn't want to talk to him. Yeah. So Al Sharpton really isn't about, being pro-black. He's about being pro-Democrat. Nothing more. Because this man was really about black people, he would have taken that phone call and voiced his concerns. Now, he did say that they actually spoke since he actually first got inaugurated. But Al Sharpton, man, doesn't give a damn about black people. He doesn't. This is nothing more than virtue signaling. This is why you Democrats lost. Because all this diversity, man, in the Biden administration backfired. Completely backfired. Look at the assistant HHS director. Supposed to be like a vice admiral or something. Rachel Levine, born Richard, trying to give advice on how to eat when this person is out of shape and overweight. Really? Only reason why he got that position was because transgenderism. Nothing more. That's the only reason why. And we actually replacing the transgender with RFK Jr. I'm all for that. I don't care if RFK Jr. is black, white, whatever, as long as he can actually do the job. And by the way, here's something very, very important. Now that Marco Rubio is going to be in the Trump administration, guess what? There is an open Senate seat for Florida. This is huge, man. Byron Donalds could actually be appointed, black man, by the way, Al Sharpton, could actually be appointed to that seat because that's important, man. Right now, the Republicans have the Senate, and Byron Donalds would be a very, very good pick. So if Ron DeSantis actually picks him for that seat, hey, that's pretty much like Byron Donalds being in the Trump cabinet because we know he's going to vote with Trump's agenda. He's not going to be a rhino. He's not going to be a sellout. We know that. Byron Donalds, man, I believe he is a future president one day. I don't know when. Could be 10 years, 12 years. He's only in his 30s. But I like him a lot. So if he gets appointed to that Senate seat, that's pretty much like being in Trump's cabinet to me. Really. I really do believe that. I know a lot of people aren't big on Marco Rubio, but I do consider if Byron Donalds actually gets that seat, that's an upgrade. Yeah, we're not even done. But Al Sharpton, man, this man was never going to give Trump a chance. Not at all. Trump could have appointed 5 black people so far, and it would have been the wrong types of black people to Al Sharpton. This is why the Democrats lose, man. This is why you lose. You focus too much on race, man. But that is the history of the Democratic Party. Everything is about race. I mean, remember, this is the party of Jim Crow, the Klan, slavery, race, 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 race. This is why you lost. This is why you lost. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.